All right, WandaVision is here, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it, at least the first three episodes so far, which I do think that my reviews or my thoughts are pretty overdue so far. So let's go ahead and talk about WandaVision episodes 1 through 3. Spoilers if you have not seen the series yet or have not begun watching WandaVision, at least the first three episodes, which, what are you doing? Get to it. Get Disney Plus and watch it. It's only $7 a month. Anyways, I'm going to talk about a little bit of spoilers. Going to be jumping around here and there, talking about my thoughts and overall my excitement about the series because this is something I've been waiting for and I'm excited that it's finally here. So anyways, WandaVision opens up immediately in the 50s and like we just jump right into it. There's no origin, there's no explanation. We just jump into the series like if we've been watching it the entire time. And it's filmed in that retro way. There's an actual like live audience that's watching the series and there's an actual laugh track. I mean, the laugh track was actually coming from an actual live studio audience. It's filmed in a way where like it's a little cheesy, a little corny. It's very family friendly. It actually aligns with a lot of the tropes from like the family TV sitcoms, like a lot of the sitcoms followed back in the 50s, kind of like Bewitched and the Brady Bunch and whatnot, especially the one in the 50s and 40s era, where when they showed the families, at least the mother and father, or I guess the husband and wife in the same room, they would actually have their beds separated. They put them together. A lot of tropes, a lot of Easter eggs were like, just shown right there. And for those of you guys who are older who actually watch the series, you might have catched on onto those Easter eggs and tropes from like that era. So me, I actually had to do a little bit of research. I actually remember watching series like Bewitched and I Love Lucy and various other shows on Nick at Night where they used to actually do reruns of these classic sitcoms. And I love that WandaVision follows it. It gives us something different. It does totally break the conventions of a Marvel Studios film because even though this is produced from the same exact company that makes our Marvel Studios movies, it totally breaks those conventions and offers us something incredibly new. Now, to some people, they may not accept that. They might not like this new convention. But to me, I actually like this narrative and I can use a breath of fresh air or so to speak, at least something incredibly new. And this narrative clearly is giving that here. So WandaVision is an amazing show. Now, it's nothing like spectacle or huge or grand, like let's say an Avengers film or your typical larger than life Marvel Studios movie surrounding a hero that we follow. No, this is actually taking us into the mind of one character, Wanda, aka Scarlet Witch, who creates a dimension or a universe, or at least you want to call it a world, to her own liking. And with this, causes problems, causes people to become a little suspicious about their surroundings, about everybody in this world. There are moments where characters start to break character, coming into the realization that maybe something's not right. And then once Wanda or Scarlet Witch realizes that something's just not right and something's just Ari or something's not just going her way, she would either like rewind it, say no, erase whatever just happened and play it all over again until she gets it to her liking. Now, you can easily say that Wanda, Scarlet Witch, is playing kind of like the villain role of this movie or this series, excuse me, because she's actually having it her way. Oh my God. Subway, have it your way, I guess. I'm sorry, this is not a sponsorship for Subway. Sorry for throwing that in there. But I just couldn't resist. I said that slogan. Oh my God. Sorry to go off on tangent. Anyways, since Wanda is having it her way and she's creating this, and this is why I have the screen. Anyways, since Wanda created this dimension and she's basically playing it her way in like, and she created this world to her liking the way she sees fit, she gets to pretty much do what she wants. She's basically like a god in this dimension. And also the other star of the show, Vision, how can I forget? I know I spent about like maybe the first 4 minutes talking about Wanda because really the series kind of surrounds her for the most part because she's the one that's the star of the show. Heck, that's even actually mentioned by Agatha or Agnes. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. I keep saying Agatha because we all have a theory. At least we can at least almost officially confirm that Agnes is actually Agatha Harkness, which is a play on words. If you really think about it, Agnes, Agatha, Harkness, Agnes, Harkness, So it's kind of like a play on words if you really think about it. But back to the point, Wanda basically is just tormented and very depressed because she had lost everything, including her brother, of course, back in Age of Ultron. and that's also referenced in an upcoming episode that I actually am about to talk about in a second. But she's just depressed because she's lost Vision, and she basically like brought back Vision to her liking, the way she remembered Vision. And Vision is back as if nothing had happened. Of course, we all know Vision perished in Avengers Endgame, or Infinity War, excuse me. Now that she created this dimension, she can create whatever she wants. She can create whatever people she wants, and she can just create a world to her liking. So I like it. It's nothing grand spectacle. Don't expect something like huge or all out war. I think this actually kind of takes a break from that. Again, we are receiving something different. This is actually totally breaking the conventions of a Marvel Studio film. Is in something entirely different. It's fresh and it's bold and it's new. And let me tell you, it is very, very brave. And what I mean by that is that Marvel actually did right by us by creating a series like this that doesn't follow those Marvel Studios tropes, but instead it actually references and acknowledges and gives us a bit of nostalgia in a way, which I really come to enjoy. Now, I've read some comments where people were saying, oh, it's kind of boring. Well, I think to those people, I think you guys are missing the point if you really think it's boring or it's not your typical average Marvel Studios movie. Again, Marvel Studios did this on purpose because they wanted to start here. Now, you can't just go on full on blazing saddles into this series like with blasts and like fights and wars. No, that would, to me, that'd be kind of like a shallow like narrative, like a narrative that doesn't have like a theme or substance. You can't just go on like this full force and go on a full 200. You got to take it slow. And I think with the first two episodes, since they actually premiered last Friday on Disney Plus, it was brilliant and it was the smart thing to do to give those two episodes, because those two episodes start off a little bit slow with little minor hints of people realizing that something else is happening, something more sinister is happening in the background, and people are starting to suspect things. Now, speaking of suspicions, there are moments in like the first two episodes where like the whole town is chanting for the children. Totally not creepy whatsoever. But when they say that, you actually notice that there's not a single child that could be spotted in that series. And there's also a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of sword Easter eggs. There's Mephisto Easter eggs. There's theories about Agnes, which is the nosy neighbor that lives next to Wanda and Vision. There's a theory going on that she is Agatha Harkness, and then the husband that she talks about, who you never see on screen, could be Mephisto, aka Ralph, which is also a nickname given to Mephisto in the comics. Now, I think it's possible and easy for Marvel Studios at this point to bring Mephisto, because back then they couldn't be used. He was more of a Marvel Knights character. He was used with Ghost Rider and, of course, X-Men. But now that all those rights have been reverted back to Marvel Studios, it's possible that we can be seeing our debut of Mephisto in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And there's a lot of theories and hinting to that possibility because of the way Agnes speaks about Ralph, how he hides in the darkness and how he looks better in the darkness, and how she never sees him. And there's also theories that Agnes is in on this, and just playing along and pretty much keeping an eye on WandaVision, because you got to remember something else. Agatha Harkness in the comics, and I've mentioned this in the video before, is more like a mentor to Wanda Scarlet Witch. And then there's all the other theories, and Easter eggs in the background. You got Easter eggs with the stork in episode 3, which kind of follows like a Brady Bunch theme in that episode, which I really enjoyed. We got the birth of the twins, Wiccan and Speed. They were finally born towards the end of episode 3, and now we're going to get to see them a bit more grown up, at least maybe 10-year-olds. They're going to actually grow rapidly and fast, and they're going to debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe just in time for like a Young Avengers film in the future, because I think that's what we're going to get. And overall, this series is just fun. There's a lot of great wholesome moments. There's a lot of fun moments, and there's a lot of cute moments there, here and there. And again, if you really are into like those classic cheesy sitcoms, I think you're going to love WandaVision, at least the very first 3 episodes. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm calling this, like every other show that brings intensity to the narrative, it's going to pick up with every episode. And I think the 4th episode, we're already heading straight into the 80s, which is also going to, reference series like Roseanne or, Family Ties and whatnot. And it's going to be insane. And I can't wait to see Wiccan and Speed, when they're fully grown up, at least when they're teenagers or so, because this is awesome. I mean, we also saw Monica Rambeau, who actually got yeeted out of the dimension that Wanda created. Basically, was just kicked out because Wanda grew suspicious of Monica Rambeau, who's actually titled or credited as Geraldine in that episode. But we all know that's just an older version of Monica Rambeau, who debuted in Captain Marvel. It's just awesome, and I can't wait to see where the series go. I can't wait to see the debut of other characters like Jimmy Woo, who was in Ant-Man. Of course, the return of Darcy, who debuted in the first Thor movie back in 2011. We haven't seen her make an appearance in a Marvel Studios film just about 8 years, and it's going to be intense. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see where this series go. I can't wait to see the revelations. I can't wait to see a possible appearance of Mephisto, who's a character that everybody who's a fan of Marvel Comics has been clamoring for. Guys, it's going to be intense. I'm loving WandaVision so far. It's, I guess, everything I thought about. It's really everything I thought about and what I hoped for and more. And that's pretty much it. And I have a feeling that it's going to blow up. And then, of course, that's going to tie into Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I'm also really looking forward to. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance already, please check out WandaVision. Highly recommend you do. It's going to be awesome. I guarantee it. It's worth it. Check it out. Watch it if you get the chance. Sign up for Disney Plus. Not sponsored by Disney. And that's pretty much it for my review of WandaVision. Sorry, it's a little bit I guess you can say a bit rushed or so. I didn't really have a script to talk about this, but I kind of just want to throw out my thoughts there because all of my peers and pretty much everybody that I know that is a content creator out there has pretty much done a video, at least on the first 2 episodes of WandaVision and then the 3rd episode of WandaVision, where I decided to talk about, I guess, the first 3 episodes. So that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.